Hollywood is in retrograde. This week was crazy. I wanted to go live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I was like, we just gonna wait till today, Thursday. So y'all stay tuned because we got too much to talk about. The world went crazy. Hollywood is broken. I'm convinced. We talked about the conspiracies last week, and honey, they all unfolded. Stay tuned. What up, y'all? Welcome to this weekly review here on Next Mood Swings. Hey. Shout out to the Womack sisters. Hey. They just dropped their album Legacy, or it's an EP. And that song's called Daily, so go check it out. It's on Apple Music, everywhere. I love me, the Womack sisters. And you guys can go back and watch their old interview, Black Hollywood Live's The Beat, and they sang live, and it was incredible, amazing, awesome. But yeah, they have like a really cool old sound. They're, you know what I mean, from music history, all that down the line, and they're awesome. So check them out. Legacy, the Womack sisters. All right, you already know who I got with me. Miss Courtney Stewart.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome
How you doing?
Girl, we just got so much to talk about because this week was crazy. I mean, we were sending each other stuff all week, but like it got intense. But I just seen last night you was at some OWN event with Oprah. What happened? What went wrong?
I was. OWN had an event last night for the final season of Queen Sugar, which is airing right now on Tuesday nights. If y'all don't watch it, y'all should check it out. It's a great show. But basically, Ava DuVernay was the creator of Queen Sugar, and last night was a celebration for all of the female directors that they hired. This is the only show in history to have ever only hired female directors for every single episode of the show. And it was women who have busted their butts for years in Hollywood, and never were getting the chance to be directors on TV episodes, because the rule in Hollywood is kind of a catch-22 about directing and almost anything else. It's they say you need the experience to get the job, but you need to get the job in order to get the experience. So there were women up there who, shot their own freaking feature films on whatever dime they could raise, and somehow people were thinking they weren't capable of directing an episode of television. Ava changed that for over, I think it's 42 women total.
Wow.
And almost all of them were there last night. And there were 7 of them that did a whole talk and just sharing their experience. And it was super uplifting. And Queen Oprah came out, y'all, and gave us a word. And we loved her. She looked good. Ava looked good. Everybody looked beautiful. It was fantastic. Some of the actors were there. Bianca Lawson still looking like she's a vampire, because we've all loved her since Buffy. And she still looked the same, but she's 45 and whatever. But it was great. It was a great night. Super inspiring. Y'all keep your dreams alive and just keep going.
Yes, keep the dreams alive. We're going to keep it real positive just at the beginning, because I really was going to start with a rant. And then I saw Courtney went to this thing last night and I was like, let me just pull it back. Because again, last week we were talking about all this crazy stuff, and then I realized Mercury is in retrograde, and I was like, this is what's going on, you guys. But before it explains a lot, and I'll tie it into everything, because I mean, things have gotten crazy. But let's keep it positive. So the Emmys just happened, so I want to just kind of touch on a couple things there. I saw a really cool article, not an article. It was a tweet. I want someone to do an article on it. And I was like, oh, there isn't any conversation about it, so let's just have the discussion here. Lizzo won an Emmy, and it got this Twitter follower thinking, and then it had me thinking, do we think Lizzo could be eventually EGOT material?
Absolutely.
Right? I thought that was such an interesting thing. I was like, that's because the thing is, musically, she personally, I think she's great. She has catchy tunes. She's not a Beyonce to me. I don't see that. But Prince saw something really special in her. I think she has something special. I think she has a great personality. I could see her really bouncing around through all of the arts. I think she's that talented. So go Lizzo. Shout out to you, girl.
Yes. Shout out, honey. Lizzo is winning.
Shout out to Miss Sherylleeralph and her speech.
Yes. We got to do a real round of applause for that.
Okay. She got up there, sang herself an original song that she put together. And when I tell you, like, goosebumps, she moved the whole room. Shout out to her because she's the second Black female to win this category after Jackie
Harry won for
35 years ago, or
35 years ago. It was 35 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but just FYI, that wasn't her own song. Cheryl sang that was Endangered Species.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh my God, I forgot the artist's name, but she's super dope. That album came out in I want to say 92 or something, and the song is on that album. But she was singing that tribute to that woman because that song apparently kept her going at times in the industry when she was struggling. So,
girl, look, your glasses right now with the ring light, it's giving me reptilian.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't. Literally, I have had no sleep. I could not handle wearing contacts right now. So I just gotta make it work. I'm turn to the side, and my glass is so thick.
No, you good. It just reminded me of a video I was editing. So then we got Miss Quinta's moment. Abbott Elementary won, which honestly, this show, it's so good. It's such a personally for me, it gives me if a lot of people for it to be so big. There's also a lot of people that don't know about the show.
Yes, that's crazy.
If you love The Office, Schitt's Creek, any of those kind of stuff, this is right up your alley. Modern Family. It's so good. It's written so well. It's addicting. Yes. It's hilarious. There's stuff you can comment about, all catchphrases, all that. So totally recommend.
And you can pick up at any point watching it. It's not you have to have seen all the episodes consecutively and know what's happening. You can just check in and enjoy it and check out, and it's great.
Exactly. And shout out to everyone who is watching. What up, Phil? If you guys are watching the show, join the conversation. We'll call you out. We'll read some of your comments. We appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe, hit that like button. You know what I mean? We just trying to keep it pushing.
Keep pushing.
But obviously this was a big win for Quinta, but there was possibly overshadowed because Jimmy Kimmel did this. They keep calling it a skit, but I mean, Jimmy did this thing because he's never won for best talk show host or whatever. So he laid down on the ground and did this comedy sketch. The world went mad because here's this white man laying on the ground, ruining her Quinta's moment. She, after the show, was kind of confused, but obviously she heard that the internet did not like it. She was like, I don't really think much of it. He's just being funny. I've known him for how long, but let me rewatch it and maybe I'll go punch him in the face later that week. She went on last night to his show and she came out, interrupted his monologue, got to finish her speech, and then she continued to then they had a conversation about what happened and he apologized and yada yada. Phil said Jimmy should have just left after the award was announced and kept it moving.
I agree, Phil.
So what was your take? Because I agree, but I also question, was it low key a PR stunt? And why I say that is, again, with the thing about Abbott Elementary, right? I know a lot of people that watch it, but I also know a lot of people that have never even heard of it. So now that Jimmy Kimmel did this, if he didn't do it, would the papers have really picked up Quinta winning this award? Would we be talking about it from Sunday to today? So I only say, was it a PR stunt because she said, they've been friends for years. He was one of the first people to really push and support Abbott and give her first late night spot. So that's my only thing with this situation. Because they know each other so well, I question maybe was that, it just still doesn't make it right because this is a moment for her that's every time she go back to this moment, there's this man laying on the ground. But
laying on the ground. I don't know. I mean, it's Hollywood. Anything's possible. So for sure, like maybe it was a stunt that they were both kind of in on. But if it wasn't, in the end, it wasn't funny. He needed to get up off the dang stage once she was, because he doesn't, and he also doesn't. The reason I would think it's not a stunt because he doesn't know who the winner is.
Right. That's true.
So it seems like he would have been doing it anyway, no matter the winner. And I would think that once you saw it was Quinta, if this is your friend, you understand why it's so important that not only did she win, but also that she deserves that moment in a special way. And if that's your friend, like get up and be like, okay, that wasn't funny, girl. I'm glad you won, and run your behind off the stage. Like what?
Watching the interview last night was because I thought it was a whole PR stunt. I'm like, I felt like that the whole time until last night when they did do the interview. I felt like he did, like his apology came off personally to me like a white man who was like, oh shit, I didn't realize like I was a part of the problem in that situation. Like I felt like, because in his mind, the privilege of, you just one of the guys now, like congratulations, like I would have did this to, like that kind of old Hollywood thing. And I think in that moment it's like, yeah, you have the privilege to live that life, she doesn't, and this was her moment. And I think that's where his face was like, shout out to Prince Heron in the chat. All right, here's what I was gonna start off with, this huge fucking rant, because like I said last week, the Christians are out here, y'all, judging for Jesus, because let people fucking live, y'all. Let people live. Disney released the trailer to The Little Mermaid. Shout out to Halle Bailey. We got to hear a leak of Part of Your World. We got to see the trailer. It was beautiful. Everyone did these like live reactions with their kids, and the little kids are crying, adults are crying. Like it was just a beautiful thing. But of course, someone got to always fuck it up, right? So I went and looked at the trailer, and I seen there were a lot of dislikes. And I didn't think anything of it really, what I mean? Like I'd be watching a lot of stuff on YouTube. I'm like, whatever. And then like the next day, it had racked up to over 1 million dislikes.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I'm on Facebook, and I seen a meme. And the meme was of the Little Mermaid, a cartoon version of a black Little Mermaid. She had, instead of a shell, it was a fried chicken necklace, and she was on top of a watermelon, and it was like overplaying this old like slave chant song. And it was you click it, and then it attaches to a whole group chat where it was Christians against the new Little Mermaid. And underneath, in their guidelines, it literally says, leave your commentary, let us know what you think, but please try not to be racist. It was like, try not to be racist. If so, keep it even-tempered. What is even-tempered racism? You're a Christian. How are you a Christian? Judging for Jesus. Like, really listen to yourselves. How are you a Christian? What is the point? Did you throw an uproar when Robert Downey Jr. was over here doing blackface? No.
No, they didn't.
So why are we mad? Oh, well, little girls won't be able, they're going to be confused. And no one's going to be confused. Have you been to a Broadway show? Do you know that all these characters, you know what I'm saying? The first time I ever went and saw Chicago, Roxy Hart was a black woman.
And who cares?
It's
a fictional character.
It's a fictional
Who cares? Who cares? And why are we so upset? That's why as a black woman, I generally just have to check out and leave it over there, because it is so beyond absurd and disgusting. Like there's literally no reason to interact on it at all. The Little Mermaid, they in the Caribbean, okay?
Not only that, do you remember when the Little Mermaid had a TV show? Do you remember that? She had a black friend on there. There are black mermaids. In the world of the Little Mermaid, there are black mermaids. Totally.
There can be black mermaids, there can be Asian mermaids, there can be Indian mermaids, there can be any fucking kind of mermaids, because mermaids aren't real.
Well, girl, I don't know. Conspiracy TikTok might disagree with that.
F conspiracy TikTok. All I know is somebody, and I can't believe I forgot to send this to you, but somebody was at a screening for The Little Mermaid and they put it on Facebook a little bit longer of the version of part of your world song. So we got to see it was blurry.
I saw the whole thing.
Oh, did you see that? Yeah, okay, where they did the whole thing and it was like, oh my God, how can anybody
it sounded so good
to that and look at it? It's going to be so beautiful. And her voice is so angelic and perfect. You're just an asshole racist.
Like Melissa McCarthy ain't purple.
Here, the bitch ain't an octopus
she
either.
Ain't an octopus.
She ain't a fucking
She don't
octopus.
even got gray hair yet.
No.
Why are you mad at? Why are you mad?
Why are you mad?
It's confusing.
Why are you mad, white people?
You know, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Get your cousins.
They
Phil, you in this chat. Get your cousins.
I'm going to tell you why. There are people. This just proves how racism. You don't want to be walking around your house and your little girl or your little boy gonna be running around playing Haley Bailey. The Little Mermaid gonna be up there like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're mad at that, and you're so mad, and so be mad. What you're gonna be even more mad is that this is going to blow the box office up, and it's going to be a classic, and it's probably gonna be one of the better Disney movies. I genuinely believe it. Just seeing how it was shot, the intro of that with the water, I'm here for it. You know, personally, my favorite so far of the Disney remakes has been that Cinderella back in 2015. Remember that one?
The one with Lily James and what's her name? The Australian actress. Oh my God, I love her.
Wasn't she didn't she play Pamela Anderson in the Hulu thing?
Yeah, she played Pamela Anderson. So Cinderella was Pamela Anderson, but her mother, Cate Blanchett, played the stepmom.
Right.
In that.
Yeah,
and the fashion, that was phenomenal.
I love that one. I thought they hit that one.
It was a little too mature, though. It was a little too mature.
I'm older now, so I'm into it.
I know for the adults it was great, but it really traumatized my kid at the time. She was, because I think it was before 2015. It had to be 13, 14. But either way, it took baby girl to it. And that was the first Cinderella where you see her mom die and you see her dad die. Because most Cinderella movies, the mom is, long since passed.
You're so right. They did do that at the beginning of that movie.
You saw the mother die and you saw the dad die. And my daughter was like, girl, she took that hard.
But no,
she was crying.
People want to get mad at these stories, and shout out to Phil because he's so right. He said, the OG story is grim as fuck. It is. I think she commits suicide or something like that. Like, be mad that they changing the story around. Be mad at that. Yeah. Be mad at Cinderella. The real Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty stories. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Prince Heron. He said a mermaid could just as well be black. There's rumors of hella mermaids in the Caribbean. Phil said white people can rewatch the 90s version if they want a white mermaid. Yeah. Or you can go back and look at the Cinderella with Brandy as Cinderella. Like,
yes, always.
That was Chad Peters. Dan says, what was I watching where they said with all the slaves thrown overboard, on the way to the States, it's no wonder the Little Mermaid is black. What other color would be living under the sea? Ooh, and out.
100%. That is the only thing I posted about this whole issue was somebody that comment on Twitter, because it makes perfect sense, and you're assholes because all those people are assholes for thinking otherwise.
Shout out to Dustin Brown. Brandy was the best Cinderella. I agree. I mean, it's just like with her and Whitney Houston singing Impossible, it's very hard. You're going to top that.
Oh my God. And did you see the reunion that they did? And they were just like a couple weeks ago where they re-aired it and they like revisited it or whatever. And just listening to them rehearse backstage, like all of the behind the scenes of it all.
I'd be watching that. Like, I didn't even need them to do the reunion. I've been watching that. Like, that's stuff that I just watch on my own. You know what I'm saying?
I loved it. It's so great. So great.
What I didn't love, and I was low-key excited for, because I don't know, I guess I just be bored, and it's like, oh, a new movie, Pinocchio came out. I didn't need it. It's like either spice it up or give me like just watch the cartoon. I don't need to see.
Did you like the cartoon? Do you even like the cartoon?
I didn't when I was a kid, but then as I got older, the story of Pinocchio is actually interesting. Like the temptation of going to the island and, eating the like the conspiracy stuff behind Pinocchio, I liked. it's a little slow for me, and the movie was super slow. But my biggest problem is, why the fuck did Jiminy Cricket sound like Mickey Mouse? Like, when I tell you, it irked me through the whole movie. I couldn't even get into it. First of all, I fast forwarded to past the first 20 minutes because Tom Hanks talking to a fucking wall and a CGI fish. It was just like, I can't. Beyond. What was the other one? Snow White. Disney 23, Disney Con. They had the women from Snow White. We got Wonder Woman, who's probably gonna play the witch, and I forget who's gonna play Snow White. But it's giving me very like CW, Gossip Girl. Like the cast is like very CW, maybe possibly even Freeform. Like it's giving that kind of a vibe. I don't know.
But why? I just don't need more. I feel like we just had the Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah, but here's which actually I didn't mind that movie, but
I loved it. I don't love Kristen Stewart, but I still love that movie. And
Me too.
then didn't they do a second one? There was 2 of them.
Yep.
And yeah, so I just feel like Snow White, I don't need anymore.
Prince Aaron, the Pinocchio and Shrek was more of a vibe. Agreed. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you are so right, Prince. Oh my God.
But what is this Winnie the Pooh? Have you seen that scary ass Winnie the Pooh movie that's coming out?
No, I can't watch scary Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh was like my heart growing up, so I don't want to see dark Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, Rachel Zegler, the girl from West Side Story. Yes, Phil.
She's playing Snow White.
She's playing Snow White. So like the cast is beautiful. Even the guy Prince Charming, I'm just like, what is this? Like, but we'll see. I'm like, these people all just live. We supposed to believe that these beautiful people all just living in the woods. Like,
Are the dwarves hot?
I don't know.
Or little, can they call them dwarfs? Is that wrong? Like, are they like little? Are they allowed to be little people? Because I know there was like argument about doing that again.
No, I'm pretty sure they used all little people for it. And Henry Winkler, what's his name? The guy from.
You said Henry Winkler. No, you didn't. What's his name from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he's mad he couldn't be in it, but whatever.
I thought he was mad they were doing it.
No, he was mad. He wanted to be in the movie, and they didn't choose him. But honestly, here's the thing, because, I mean, I guess Wonder Woman, she's a big star, but I like that it's not, like, I don't know. These are such classics that it's like, I actually kind of like that they're not big celebrities. You know what I mean? Like in these remakes, I prefer that. Like Haley, like we know who she is, but she hasn't really like blown up yet.
She hasn't blown up, yeah.
So I like that because it allows me to really get into the character. I also got to see the new Thor movie. Here's the thing: I'm not renting these movies no more. I'm not going to the fucking theater anymore. Like I'm done because every time I go to the theater, it's released on some streaming platform 2 weeks later, and I'm like, I could have just waited. And not
you could have, but don't you want like the theater experience sometimes? Like I'm seeing Woman King tonight. I need to see that in the theater.
That yes, like there are certain films I didn't need to go see, like the Doctor Strange thing. Like at this point, girl, I got a TV in my room. I got a projector behind the TV. Do you know what I watch my shit on? On an iPad. I don't use none of that. I got all these fucking screens. If I turn this camera around, you saw all the screens in this room. That's the one thing God gonna sit with me and be like, Jesse,
really, honey,
what was you doing with all that technology just sitting around you and you on your iPad? Like, so I'm just it's just too much. I'm over it. Like, it's too many apps. Exhausting. Shout out to Kellyprice. Did you see?
What?
Did you see what Pete Dinklage? That's his
Peter name. Dinklage. Yeah, that's his name.
Peter. Kellyprice. Only reason why I bring this up because actually I was thinking about it and I was like, yo, shout out to fucking Kelly.
Are we shouting her out? Because we've been mad at her for a couple years now.
Okay, well I'm shouting her out for this because Twitter was dragging her and I was like, what did Kellyprice do? Because I saw the clip was her like walking down to her car from CVS and I was like, what the fuck? So apparently she pulled into a CVS and she went to a pharmacy at midnight and she wanted to get whatever her prescription. And because it was after midnight, the guy wouldn't give her her prescription because of the type of prescription it was. And she's like, that's ridiculous. I didn't have time today. Why couldn't I get it? Why can't I just pick it up now? Guy gave her a hard time. She felt like it was something racial. He was like basically saying like, we don't give it to people after this time in this area. So she hit up corporate and corporate was like, we don't do that. And it became a big thing. Like CVS put a whole statement out like, we do not we are not down for that. That's not our rules or regulations, and that was something specific, and they're going to look into it. So go ahead, you out here in the streets doing the good thing. And I say that, yes, Chad, that walk, because Kelly looked tired. Kelly looked like she looked like she done fought something. But it's true, because I went to go pick up the only reason this was so interesting is because I went to go pick up my grandmother's prescription last week, and 2 days in a row, they kept being like, nope, because, they ask you for the person's birth date. So I didn't, I know my grandmother's the day, but like, I don't be knowing the year like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I just be like throwing a dart out. Because my whole life, my grandmother was like, I'm this age plus tax. Like, bitch, I'm not here to figure that out. Like, so whatever. The girl complained that I didn't know the right date. So then she was like, oh, it's not ready yet. I'm like, my grandmother sent me here. Like, and then the second day, she made me wait. And it was like, I kept coming back. It was just interesting. I was just like, it really be these people in these situations, like trying to have like a little bit of power. And, obviously it's different because I feel like that was a racially motivated thing because of the certain CVS she was going to and where it was located. But shout out to Kellyprice for that. Speaking of TikTok, what else I found on TikTok that was, I'm sure she is, but girl, everyone lost after this because I was scrolling on TikTok and I thought I heard a new Jay-Z song. I thought Jay-Z did a song with Blackpink, that Asian group, right? Well, he didn't. There is technology now. I don't know if you've heard about this AI stuff where you can upload stuff to AI and it will put together, sometimes it'll put a picture together, or like I retweeted this thing about like if you take a selfie, the AI will go search through open cameras and try to find you taking the selfie and match your picture with it. So this AI, you pick a voice, so like let's say Jay-Z, and you pick a beat, Blackpink, and you enter into the AI and it literally takes Jay-Z's voice and creates lyrics. Now, some of the lyrics to some of these, like there was a Drake song, there was a Kanye one. Some of the lyrics were like, a computer came up with this? Like, I'm telling y'all, we moving into the age of holograms. I'm telling you, Beyonce gonna be the first artist, if they don't create Beyonce to live forever, Beyonce gonna be the first artist to go on tour in hologram. I'm just saying it. That's what I feel. And after I saw this, I'm like, they gonna bring Tupac back.
Technically, isn't Whitney on tour in hologram, or did that get shut down?
Oh yeah, in Vegas, she got a residency. Which actually, did you see the trailer for I Want to Dance with Somebody?
Yes.
Ooh, what do you think? I'm kind of excited for it. I mean, like, release it on Lifetime. Like, I do not need to get...
I was going to say, I'm like, I don't know that it's like a theatrical movie. Like, I don't know. I hope it's really great. The actress is fantastic. I'm horrible. I can't remember her name right now. But she's a British actress, actually. And look, this is from the families from the Houston estate. So like they actually gave permission for all of Whitney's music and her hits. And I guess Clive Davis is a part of this as well. So at least from a musical perspective, it'll be our best, Whitney film so far. Cause we had a BET TV movie of Whitney and we've had a couple of things. So this is supposed to be like a V1. I wasn't super impressed with the trailer, but like, we'll see.
All right.
I'll watch it.
Another thing people weren't super impressed by, also being me, Krisjenner and Kyliejenner have been teasing this new, I guess, Kylie has her cosmetic thing. And so, I think Chris owns that, right? Didn't like Chris buy Kylie's thing over or something like that? Whatever. But so Chris is
they sold it to like some company.
Okay. Well, Chris is dropping her Chris collection, which is martini themed, and it's got like eye patches, a lip serum, I don't know, a bunch of stuff, but it's martini themed. And the video, and I really tried to find it, but the video is of Chris and Kylie, mother and daughter. and it's over. I got those goosebumps every time. They're calling. She's like, "Oh, it's cocktail hour, girl," and I'm like, "Oh, are they trying to like amp up for cocktails with Chloe, or is maybe it gonna turn into cocktails with Kylie, or maybe?"
Can we talk about how terrible Cocktails with Chloe was and how
girl, they just
disappointed I was?
uploaded it on
I wanted
Hulu.
it to be so good. I wanted it to be so good, and it's
And it
so
was like
not.
it was like a messy Big Brother. Like, what is happening? But they just uploaded it to Hulu, and that's what made me think, like, I wonder if they're gonna try and revamp it somehow. But so this commercial gets released, and everyone was talking about how they think Chris used a body double.
Of course she did.
I mean,
that wasn't her dancing. That's fine.
I didn't even care. I don't know. I didn't really assume it. We're gonna get into the rayj thing in a second, you guys. I already know, but we ain't getting to the retrograde stuff. We about to get into it. This is gonna lead us into the retrograde. But I saw that, and I mean, here's the thing. This commercial was inspired by a TikToker, and I am so mad at myself because I didn't even mean to come across this, and I just thought it was so fascinating. So then I had flipped over to go look at Chris's commercial to compare them, and you know how like sometimes on TikTok, if you go out of it, it like refreshes all the videos. So I lost the video, and then the Kardashians be doing sweep-ins under their hashtags, so you ain't gonna find no negative stuff. So they literally there's a famous son and his mom, and he plays music, and the mama dances and all that. And that was clearly the inspiration for their commercial.
100%.
Beyonce does it. It's a thing that people do. And, whether Chris and Kylie saw that and came up with it, who knows? Like, the way these things work is it's a room full of people. It could have been an intern like, oh, I saw people are doing this on TikTok, like mother and daughter, you guys should do that. There's so many different things. But to me, that was the more interesting thing versus the body double. My other question is this, and this is you're a girl, so here you go. Who is this for? Right? Because the packaging is giving very much like 55 plus Christmas, walking past it, $14.99 at Marshall's in like the clearance section. Like, is this a Lux gift? Is this a gag gift? Who's getting this? Like, the packaging is giving very older, which I get, it's Chris. But like, our moms like,
I don't know who's for.
Our moms into
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are some moms out there that like super want to be Krisjenner, like aspirationally. So it'll sell and it'll be great. Or maybe all the girls that buy Kylie stuff for themselves will be like, ooh, I can get something for my mom for Christmas. But
okay, yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I just, honestly, I just don't care. And I know that we, like, the big story of them copying somebody else, whatever, is like, oh, everybody does it, blah, 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 blah. It's different with the Kardashians, and it's different when white people that are exceptionally wealthy continue to bite the artistry of Black and brown people. Mm-hmm. So I can't leave the conversation without saying it's beyond just, oh, everybody does it. It's gross on a whole nother level because of who they are and the culture that we live in. So on that part, I can't get with it. But I don't buy. I've stopped saying I was never going to support Kardashian stuff anyway.
No,
just
no
I don't think they don't need my money. They can get it from somewhere else. They don't need mine. So good luck to them. But I don't know. I guess your auntie's cousin will buy something for her mama for Christmas and put it on. But good luck. Yeah. Kylie's lipstick, chapsticks, whatever they are, be dry.
You would know better than me.
They're not super moisturizing. And I feel like it's because like maybe they don't have real lips, so they like don't realize it. But it's dry. And the only reason I know is because somebody gave it to me from a bag for like, we get, gift bags at events and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I would never spend money on this. Let me see what it feels like. Is it juicy? Is it nice? Like, it's dry. I don't like it.
Look, you know who I really spent money on?
Who?
Dior. I know it sounds like I'm not even like a luxe person, y'all, but baby, I be looking for lip scrubs, lip stuff, and they all suck. But Dior
is working for you.
They got a hyaluronic acid like like a chapstick, and then they have this lip scrub. I be spending the
Mm-hmm.
money. Look, I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Spend the
The dog is
money.
so cute. Aw.
That's Gigi. Say, hey girl, she getting on my nerves right now, y'all. Y'all don't even know what's Mercury retrograde affects dogs too, because my dog has been losing her freaking mind.
Y'all. All right, let's talk about it. So we got off the live last Thursday, which was September 8th. And obviously that was only a few hours away before September 9th, right? And Nicki Minaj went live, and I mean, blew up the internet. But before she blew up the internet, rayj and the Kardashians, well, not really the Kardashians, rayj also was blowing shit up online because he was in the Bahamas, I think. You know, he's going through his thing with Princess, and so he probably just like in a place. And
Princess got a new man, so he real pressed.
And I'm sure he saw the thing with Krisjenner. She was on James Corden, who it's like he's literally friends with the Kardashians. Like they hang out. So obviously Chris going on here with the lie detector is gonna be like, I'm not here to believe or really think that they're doing a lie detector test. Came out, one of the questions was, were you an instrumental part in orchestrating the sex tape? She said, calm down, guys. No. The way the man said, telling the truth so quickly, it was like, boy, you didn't even read that. You didn't even let the lie go woo woo woo.
She ain't even hooked up to it for real. Stop lying.
Literally. So that blew rayj out the water. He feels like he was set up. So he done pulled his projector out, honey, and tapped his phone in and was showing us all the screenshots. But here's my thing. You didn't show us anything that we didn't already know. I mean, I don't know. I'm actually surprised at how many people felt that they didn't think Chris was a part of it. And now that they know it, they're like, but I don't care. Like, we don't care. You know, Unfortunately, and I'm sorry, rayj, because I can imagine, but this is why you don't do deals with the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you do a deal with the devil, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? When you do a deal with the devil, like, I think Nicki said it last week, when you go mess with that stuff, it's always going to come back to you. So,
it will.
Unfortunately, we live in a day and age, but here's my thing with Chris. Like, just own up to it. Like, I would actually but I would respect Chris more if she really went on camera.
She don't want no respect. She wants to cash checks. They still run around talking about their booties real. You think they gonna admit to putting the sex tape out?
Okay, but now listen to me with this. She can make more money off this, right? If Chris was to really come out and say, my daughter, could you imagine if your daughter, because a lot of people are going through this stuff now, you know what I mean, with OnlyFans and things like that.
With OnlyFans, I'm like, y'all out selling sex tapes too?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they ain't even selling the sex tapes. They're just putting it up. You know what I'm saying?
They just getting subscribers.
Girl, I'd be on Twitter like, oh, what has Twitter turned into? Oh, like Pornhub. But so if Chris came out and was like, this happened with my daughter, like, imagine if this happened with your daughter. I had to put my hat on. I had to think, what can we do? How can you take this and turn it into something? I don't know. I just feel like because we already know it. I mean, I thought we already knew it when Krisjenner was in the Ariana Grande video with the camera. Like, hell, what do you think that was a subliminal for?
Well, I think there's definitely a large portion of the population that still subscribes to the idea that Chris had nothing to do with it, and neither did Kim, and Kim was a victim. And that's why they still buy in. Literally, that's why they still buy into the Kardashian fantasy. The same way that they think that their bodies are real and they just work out and eat salads.
Kim
like
looks
that.
So skinny.
She's very thin right now, but I'm not trying to talk about women's bodies, but it is what it is. rayj, I feel bad for just because he was holding up his end of the deal for a very long time. And I do think it is really bogus of them to, because a lot of people were like, rayj, nobody cares. Why are you bringing this out? It's like rayj hadn't said nothing until they brought it back out again to make it seem like he was doing some more devious-ish to them. And I understand wanting to like clear your name.
Now,
they put it on their new show. and made it
Right,
a thing
which their
again.
new show is about to be released again, which I'm like, last
Okay.
time this year, Kanye was the one doing the explosion
Yep.
right before the show. So now I'm questioning you, Ray J, like, are you
Are you gonna
still in
check
on
for
it?
this?
Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you talking about you're going to show us the contract, and boy, not you show us a letterhead for a licensing agreement. Like, sir, show us the contract. Drop the PDFs. I want to see it, but
I don't
whatever.
need you to drop nothing except off the face of this earth because I don't care no more. I need a new family. We need some new like pop celebrities. Can we move on from the Kardashians?
I like Phil says
Like
this.
I don't want them to not continue to make their money, but
I need y'all to weigh in on this. Has Kim K moved past her original image and the sex tape is no longer a part of who she is? I mean,
hell no.
it's always going to be a part of who she is because we live in the world of memes. Like, the gag of Kim Kardashian is that, right? But at the same time,
You got put on because you suck dick.
right. But at the same time, she's living in a generation right now where it's not right to make fun of a woman because of that, or, you know, cancel culture and things like that. So she's riding on that. So I think she's done so many other crazy things in this world that now the entity of Kim K has grown into something else. But I mean, that will always be attached to her for the rest of her life because she was one of the first. You know, I think it's like Pam Anderson. Unfortunately, the difference is, you know, Pam, that was like physically stolen out of her thing. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
and that really, you notice when that happened with Pam, her whole career went down because she became insecure with herself. Kim, it was like, yes, bitch, like, all right.
Well, no, Kim used it to make a career,
Right.
and that's the difference. Like that's why
Because
she
organizing closets wasn't hitting. TikTok wasn't
yeah.
up back then.
You know, and she can go on and do amazing things. And she's a mom. She's about trying to be a lawyer. Like, good for her. Like, I would never down her for continuing to evolve and be a businesswoman and do all those things. But the bottom line is that she chose, because the whole victim story is not true. And so this whole like, oh, we should feel bad for her and dismiss that because she's a different person now. That would work if she was a victim of somebody taking her tape and doing it. But if you chose to barter your tape for the limelight,
then
you made that a part of your life.
Yeah, you getting
then
that.
you getting what you signed up for.
The funniest joke was, it was like Kim K's already hitting up the palace to wear like the queen's gown to something. I was like, yo, this is so stupid.
I'm dead.
So you talked about body shaming and whatever. So you already know Britney. Within this retrograde, I mean, she done talked about her kids too many times, posted, deleted, and then she posted this really cryptic thing about, it was like Rodney Dangerfield, which if you know Rodney Dangerfield, which you probably don't, depending on your age, he was a comedian who never really made it until he was older. And he was very like self-deprecating and like, I don't know. I know he had like a cartoon and that's how I knew him. He was like a dog in the cartoon. He was like the voiceover. That's how I knew him. I was too young to really know his stand-up. It was like Rodney Dangerfield the dog. Phil, I feel like you would know this. Like, it was a movie.
I don't know the dog. I just feel like there's like a movie I can't name right now that I can remember from him, but like.
But either or, so she posts this quote from him, and then under it, she, you know, again, which she has every right to get on her platform and speak her truth. But within her truth, because she went on to saying like her dad can kiss her ass, because then she posted another picture of her like spreading her butt cheeks and like put a heart over her booty hole. Like, it's just getting a lot, girl. It's just like, again, so this is what I'm saying with the Lil Kim fans. Like, sometimes you just gotta let the people go. Like, look. Oh, you can't see it, but I got Britney right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I will always be thankful for what she did for my childhood and all that. But like right now, and I will still, I want to talk about it because it's intriguing to me, and I do want to support her, but I also want to support, you know, the idea of mental health. And I think therapy is a great thing. I believe she definitely needs therapy. And I hate that she's so against it right now because someone tainted that for her. But so she posts this thing and she basically, I think she doesn't like her, maybe she doesn't like how her body looks now, or maybe she watched old videos and was looking at like performances and like, wow, I looked heavy. Like, I wish I could have chose my dancers like Christina Aguilera does. She said because when Christina picks her dancers, it makes her look thinner. And that turned into Christina Aguilera, Selena Gomez, Paris Hilton, and I think Madonna unfollowing Britney Spears.
Oh, snap. See, I didn't pay attention to who unfollowed it because, you know, Britney is in my heart and I just want her to, you know, somebody need to cover her with the blood of Jesus because she is going through it. And it's in front of all of us. And I'm scared for like the next 6 months of the spiraling that could occur. And so when I saw what she said in the comments, I was just like, dang, man. And everybody, like, I saw the like comments of like fans that were kind of coming back at her, but not like celebrities that were doing it. So that makes me sad. I stick to what I said, 2 weeks ago? Britney is not well. Does she need to be conservatored to the degree that she was? Probably not. I definitely think she was on some level being taken advantage of, but she is not
which again, you guys, is traumatizing. Like, Britney Spears is a traumatized person. What happened to her is unfair. Most of her life, she was a prisoner. None of us can put ourselves into what she's been through.
In those shoes. No,
like, that is a certain level of, like, only Michael Jackson, you know, of that level could really understand that. So I get how she can feel crazy, but I feel like the gays in her life did her wrong, because the fact she don't got a me or like a friend in her life that can be like, girl, like, get the fuck off Instagram, or babe, how about anytime you want to post? Like, anytime my homegirls want to post, they calling me like, Jesse, how should I word it? And like, should I put the period here? Should I do that? Like, they won't post nothing until. So,
Jesse, she don't need to post.
No,
she
that's
need
what
to
I'm
go.
saying.
She needs to go somewhere beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Keep working with her therapist.
She
needs to heal.
She don't have.
She needs to heal. She needs to get there. She needs to heal. She is not healed. And like I said, she can go away, do her thing, get healed, and then come back and spray everybody. Like, but spray them from an enlightened, healthy place where you are completely coherent and know what's going on and can see perspective in a way that you haven't had time. She's been a prisoner for 13 years and then now she's just out in these streets. We need to put Britney back somewhere comfortable, working with somebody to help her.
Because I get having like those moods. Again, I named this show.
Yes,
I named this show specifically because of this. Because I just think it's so intriguing in moments where you are really hurt and sad, where you're crying, but then you can pull that laughter out of you, or you can snap out of it and you're angry, or that is so intriguing to me. And it's beautiful, like, as people, that we can be like that, right? Because that shows you that when you are down, you can always pull yourself up.
100%. There's always light where there's darkness.
So Britney, it's just like, it's given off your rocker. And so then she came out to apologize to Christina, and she was like, I wasn't calling Christina fat. And it's like, we know you weren't. You don't even get what you're apologizing for. You don't even realize. And this is what I'm saying. She still lives in the 90s. And in the 90s, we were way more open with, like, we'd be like, oh, you a fat bitch, or retard, or, you know what I mean, spaz. Like, we used faggot. We used all the words. All of them. Yeah. Every single one of them painted the town red. Words didn't mean things. They did, but they didn't mean things back then.
Well, they also harmed, and like, we have evolved and hoping in an attempt to be less harmful. So,
you know what's crazy? I feel like I have a lot of people that I know who, like, you know, they're talking about like cancel culture and all that, right? And the one word that a lot of people are really bothered about not being able to say, and I think this is so crazy, is retarded. I'm like, why do you want to say that?
I think it's because it's sort of the same, like, I think most people that say that have the same argument with spaz. that it actually
and
means
gay.
something.
Like I've had this conversation with my brother. He's like, so if I say that's gay, like why is that offensive? Like, you know, I like gay people. Because you're saying like that's gay, like that's stupid, that's different. Like you're putting it down. So you're putting a whole community down.
You're using it as a derogatory term, period.
Yeah, so
like
Brittany,
when you're using
girl, read a book
like that.
since you love to read so much. I don't know.
Hold up, Chad. I'm sorry, I gotta call out Chad real quick. Chad said Brittany needs a prayer cloth too for those fashions. Can we have a moment for what's going on with the fashions?
I just want the brown. Someone throw the brown pumps away. Those she wears it with
the brown pumps, them shorts. How she got so many of them shorts? Where do you even find them shorts?
Courtney, I don't think these are. I don't think they're different. Brown. I feel like Brittany's
you think
like
it's the same pair of shorts.
I feel like Brittany like sleeps in the same underwear and shorts, like, and unfortunately, like.
Well, I don't think she wear no underwear because in them shorts, you know, she ain't there. There is very little left to the imagination.
That's true, and she's home all the time. Probably not.
And she's home all the time. But I'm like, where did the concept come from? Peasant blouse, and I don't even know what you call them shorts. They're not even. They're like more than poom poom shorts. Like what? I don't know.
It's giving. I'm telling you guys, it's giving Wet Seal. It's giving like Claire's. It's giving like the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm telling you, this woman is still there. But beyond that, well, let's move on to, you already know. So I'm always somebody who I can own up if I say something, you know what I mean? And I was wrong. Last week I said I was going to listen to queenradio, and if Nicki put...
you sure did.
If Nicki put kyliejenner or akbarv on the song, I wasn't going to talk about it.
You did. You said that. You said it. Yes, you did.
So, thankfully, Nicki didn't put kyliejenner on the song. Unfortunately, she put akbarv on the song. But I will actually say...
Okay.
I will actually say... I will give you akbarv... Shout out to you because, to be honest, you had one of the better sets on the song. I will give
akbarv did her thing.
I'll give her that. And I read a little bit about her, and she's trying to change her life to be positive. And you know what I mean? She has big things thinking she's gonna work with Beyonce, and I'm like, you know what, girl? I want you to
keep them dreams alive. Yeah.
Reach for the stars. So
dream big.
Last week, Nicki did queenradio. I sat outside underneath the stars and listened to it. And I gotta say, I liked the release of the song. It was interesting to me to feel like I was a part of the bar, like not because obviously, you know, it's a bunch of barbs in the comment section. But it was cool to like how you said about like Renaissance, right? Like when that album was being released, we all like were waiting up and we couldn't wait to listen to it. With the superfreakygirl thing, it felt like that listening to queenradio. And I was like, I like being excited about music again. And so that's why we're talking about Nicki today. Because I think right now, Nicki is, and I think other people are more focused on the negative stuff versus what actually can come out of everything that's happening right now. Everyone wants to put this negative thing on Nicki Minaj, and I think she's at this point where she just exploded. She's a Sagittarius woman, just like Britney Spears is. Notice they're both like, when they feel like they have been attacked. But I feel like this is really more so being prompted because of Nicki's husband, and that's where her real anger is coming from in wanting to attack certain people. Because my thing is this, I'm going to say the same thing to you, Nicki, that I said how many years ago about Lil' Kim. Why are you entertaining anybody below? Cardi B is below you. Meg Thee Stallion is below you. Saweetie is below. Every one of these girls is below you. You are Nicki Minaj. You have been in the game for how long? You have worked with countless celebrities. You've been in movies. You've recorded with Beyonce. Like, I mean, you've been out here. Elton John, like you're out here. And it's the same thing I said about Lil' Kim. I low-key lost respect for Lil' Kim the day she came out with an album called Black Friday, or mixtape. Why are you entertaining the new bitch on the block? Kim, you are here. Nicki was here. What? Why are we listening to, hey, bitch, you just be open up your windows and just listening to the streets? No. Beyonce don't interact with no one. Listen to her. Renaissance. Mother of the house. She keeps her mouth shut and does not, she loves thy haters. Keep it cute, girl. So that's what my thing is with Nicki. But I will say this. With Nicki, I feel like what's happening, though, is, well, what I hope will happen from this is I hope Nicki is doing this to rile all the girls up. Like, in the sense of, y'all bitches want to be on Twitter. You want to be doing all this fucking stuff, having your little, mob squad on Twitter, doing all the stuff. You want all these brand deals, all this. Where's the pen? Come at me. I feel like what Nicki Minaj did this past weekend was come at me. Every bitch, come on. Let's bring the music up. Because right now, female hip hop is so big on a level that we've never spoken about it in pop culture. I personally feel like we're seeing a lot of new artists. A lot of new artists are being put on. And I just feel like there's this group of young women right now that if everyone does the right thing, like I'm so happy she put JT on this track because City Girls are cool, but JT is the talent there. I do think Young Miami is talented in the sense of her voice is so unique. And the fact that she carried the City Girls while JT was in jail, like that is a real ass bitch. That is a real person to be able to do some shit like that. So that's my respect for Young Miami always, period. But JT, I felt like this was such an amazing moment for her because she's always been a fan of Nicki. And I feel like it really allowed her to step away from the City Girls and do a song. I also think it's a gag that when Kim came out with the song with the City Girls, it was when JT was in jail and Young Miami was in it. And now JT's on the Nicki song, so that's also interesting to me. But and then Katie got bands. It's like, I know she's been around, but like I just could have replaced that with somebody else. And Malibu Mitch too. Like I actually love Malibu Mitch. It just didn't fit for me. But then Nicki came out to say these girls, like, it was a rush song. So for all these girls to just send their first take, shout out to everybody. Because honestly, even Bia, I was like, all right, that was cute. That was cute for Bia.
Well, why are we doing a rush song? Like, why?
Well, I don't think it was my thing. I think it was more supposed to be like the song's doing well. These girls congratulated her. She was like, fuck it, let's just throw a remix out. I'm here for it. I'm here for new music. I'm here. I want something dropped every week, which she's doing. She's got another song coming out tonight. But then also tonight, Kim and Cardi B, I think, have a track that's about to drop tonight. And so we'll see how this goes. Because also that shit last week with Kim and Meg Thee Stallion, where like
it was whack.
It was released on YouTube. Kim sounded crazy. Meg didn't promote it. Then it got pulled because Republic didn't approve of it. It was just Kim.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
You are too.
I'm here for all of the female hip hop, but I need them to come great.
Yes.
Every time.
So yeah, and that's all I'm going to talk about because I'm not getting into it. The rest of it was really messy. All right, let's get into housewife stuff. Nicki, though, did talk about a housewife. She talked about Miss Garcelle because Garcelle was on The Real, and they interviewed Jennifer Huff, or whatever her name is, the girl that said that Nicki's husband raped her back in the day, and they did like a whole interview. And now Garcelle's complaining because people are coming, because she's on Real Housewives, people are coming after her kids. Like, people, when you're on TV, people are going to talk about everybody and they're going to just do it. Anyone that's on TV, they're going to talk about you. Your kids were on TV. Now, it'd be different if you didn't put your kids on TV. People wouldn't know who your kids are. They're not going to be able to say anything. But your kids were on TV. And so Nicki was basically saying, like, bitch, you complaining, was you worried about my son when you talking about interviewed this woman? Because now people are looking at Nicki negatively, her kids involved, whatever. I just feel like it's like Nicki's mad about her husband's situation. And that's
Honey,
really...
you're a rapist. Why are you putting that energy on everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like if you know that and you really truly love this man, just keep it quiet, girl. Keep
Shut up.
Just shut up.
We're
Focus
like,
on your music.
you know,
I want your music. I don't want to hear about nothing.
we don't even need to know nothing about what he got going on. You could never speak about it. Just love him and enjoy his penis and make babies with him the way that you have chosen to, and leave us out of it. Period.
End of story, period. And then she's out here suing bloggers and stuff, which Cardi was doing with Tasha K. Yeah. And so I think that's an interesting world too, like suing bloggers and where that will move into and whatever. Because
I'm gonna just throw my 2 cents in. I'm not mad at her for that, because homegirl on blogs talking about, oh, she's definitely a cokehead or she's definitely this. Like, unless you can say I was there with you snorting coke, I don't think you should be saying stuff like that about people.
And look, you got to be careful about how you say stuff. You could say like, oh, she giving like druggy vibes, but like,
exactly.
But you don't know that. To say that as if that's a fact, you don't know her, girl. She might have allergies.
100%. And that particular blogger was like, allegedly at first, and then she retracted. She said, you know what? Fuck allegedly. Yeah. It's for real, for real. Okay, girl, you know her? Okay.
Look,
so
after this week,
go ahead and get sued, because.
Right. After this week, I was about to change the name of the show to Allegedly. Like, I was going to be like, fuck this week review. We're going to call it Allegedly, bitch. Another person, Housewives, Kandi is upset with Sir Carlos King. She came out to talk about how Carlos King and her, they don't really fuck with each other, which they used to. And Todd used to work with him because they had that show, The Encore, which I actually liked that show.
I did too. I wanted more.
I did too. But Kandi basically came out to say he stole Escape's life story, sold it to whatever that was. It Wheat TV?
TV1. It's TV1.
And so after that, she's like, I ain't fucking with him at all. Period. And I think that's shady of him. But I mean, again, we know what world this is, girl. It doesn't surprise me. That be careful who you hang out with. That's why I got like 6 friends that I really got as like friends. Everyone else, hey,
that's true.
Sorry, girl.
But also, like, Carlos, like, wouldn't it just make more sense to do it with Kandi and the girls? Like,
yes, I think that with everything, like, that's the other thing with the Mike Tyson thing. Like, and what's crazy is I love him. Oh, he is so fine to me. He is so
Trayvonte Rhodes.
When I tell you I dumped Michael Jordan for Trayvonte, like, when I tell you it was a hard breakup, like, Michael couldn't take it. Like, I really was like, Michael, like, this just ain't gonna work out no more. Like, Trayvonte's now my man. And then, but like, what bothers me is like how, like, it would bother me as an actor to know, because the thing with him is he's very specific about the roles he takes.
Yes. Which
interests me, because if you knew Mike was so pissed about Hulu doing this as an actor, I don't know, like, I mean, get your coin also, but I would want, as an actor, I would want to talk to Mike. I wouldn't feel comfortable playing Mike Tyson without, I mean, Mike Tyson's alive. Like, obviously the girl's playing Whitney. It's like, yeah, Whitney ain't alive. Like, you can't talk to Whitney Houston. But like, Mike Tyson's alive. So, you know, now it makes me question your portrayal. It's like the Hulu thing with Pam Anderson. It's like, once I found out Pam wasn't really fucking with it, it was like, ew.
But it was so good though. I feel like the Pam thing,
we could have had that in 4 episodes. They did that.
I mean, it could have been. I do think it was too long, but I think that in terms of their portrayals, they did a very good job. So. Okay. I would say that in Trayvonte's case, similarly, like, sometimes talking to the person is not necessarily creatively what you need to do as an actor, that to make you be able to attack the material the way that you need to. It can actually be a distraction or cause insecurity. So I get that. But I do think I don't assume that he knew that Mike Tyson was not okay with it from the start. But at some point along the way, obviously, I'm sure he found out. But it also depends. Like, I'm sure he read a script that was like, yo, this is amazing. Like, yeah. I can do this.
Chad said, wait, I thought you meant Mike Tyson was fine at first. Mike Tyson was fine at certain points. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, his body was fine, but I was never the face and the voice was always not okay because they were just weird, and he also was
I
beating
don't.
women. So I'm
I
just
mean, like,
not.
look, obviously that
But,
stuff, but like, I mean,
but
just
I mean, as a
visually,
boxer, his body was like, peak
and I
Mike
mean,
Tyson
look,
was like,
right, and I just feel like
he
the
was
way he
giving
talk,
body.
I just feel like the way he talk,
I can't. The way he talked, Jesse, he talked like like he can't. Like, he sounds like
I know,
that.
but I
Like
just feel like I just feel like his mouth game would just be incredible. Like,
that turned. So you excited? You're like, oh,
yeah,
that's for me right there.
I thought I saw a pretty cat. Sure the fuck did. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. Oh
all
wow.
right,
But
all
I'm
right.
glad to see Mike Tyson has evolved, and he seems to have, grown
Yeah,
and
I've been watching a couple of
become
his
a
interviews. I like
much better
his
person.
mindset.
So,
Also, I never really understood what he went through as a child, which was crazy.
oh yeah,
So
he had a yeah.
shout out to Marlo. I don't know if this is true or not. She posted it, but we're gonna say congratulations because she posted it, and then we'll see if it comes true. But she said that her, what is it called?
The archive.
La Archive scored a deal with some Netflix movie that she'll be handling all the wardrobe for that. So, or some of the wardrobe for that. So,
Well, that's exciting.
go Marlo.
Good for her. Make them coins, even though you was fake crying on the reunion.
Okay, let's talk about it. We got the rhoa reunion. Look, I just think these shows, if it's not the girls, if it ain't the girls, the originals, I don't think they can work anymore. Like, at this point, we've been so dedicated to these women. It's like, these are the women of Atlanta. These are the women of Beverly Hills. Once you start chipping away at them, and your brain, like, this season was probably the driest season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I've complained in the past of dry seasons.
They lied to us.
You said what?
They lied to us. They lied to us.
Why?
Because Kandi was out here in these streets. Like, it starts off slow, but no, guys, like, this is probably the best season we've ever had. Like,
Kandi needs to stop doing after. Kandi needs to stop doing after
stop
shows.
lying.
Yeah, Kandi needs to
you
stop.
lied.
Stop doing after
Kandi,
shows.
you lied to me, and the reason I like you is because you don't be lying. You lied.
Because honestly, this was the worst season of Real Housewives.
So bad.
Really bad.
And I'm an Atlanta original obsessed, and I've watched every Housewives since they started doing Housewives. And Atlanta, you are my heart. I'm from Atlanta. I'm going home to Atlanta this weekend. Atlanta sucked this season. Yeah. Period.
Just wasn't
give the season an
F. And I give their outfits from the reunion an F.
An F. Nobody. They all look like ice skating pageant queens.
It was giving Destiny's Child 2003, like, very much.
Yes, when Mama Tina was like over designing for them.
Yes, because what's the she's a runner, she's a track star. What's Miss Four?
Sanya.
Yeah.
Sanya.
Her outfit. What in the Tanya Harding, girl? Like, what are you wearing? Yes, Prince Harry. Portia needs to come back. What? Portia definitely needs to come. I need somebody back.
100%. We need Portia back at minimum. That's minimum.
To be honest, I hope when Nene sued y'all and y'all met, I hope the conversation was, girl, we just gonna bring you back. And Nene was like, okay.
I mean, I can't imagine they're gonna bring Nene back ever, which is sad to me. But yeah.
All I could think of in almost every episode is if Nene was in this with these girls, with this group of girls, she is the show. She really was the show. At the end of the day, she knows how to command a room, with these girls, and she knows how to ruffle all these girls' feathers. Kenya's a little too subtle for me. Like, she's going through,
I feel like she's doing life change right now.
Well, right, and she's going through like real life shit, and she went through some real life shit. So I feel like it's just like I can't even focus on this right now. Like, I'm dealing with like real life shit. So,
but I think we need Nene. I think we need Portia. I'd be okay with Sheree staying around if Nene came back.
Agreed.
But I feel like they acted like Sheree was about to be this like new asset to the show. Sheree has always been boring. We just like looking at her and her occasional shade, but like Sheree was never that interesting.
No.
in terms of story. So like, but if it were Nene, Portia, Sheree, Kenya,
And
who else?
Phaedra, bring Phaedra back. I like Phaedra. I know how you
But I
feel.
feel like Phaedra still, she thinks she's too above everything now,
That's why I
especially.
like it. That's why I
But I
like
don't think
her.
she's gonna give. I don't think she's gonna give what we want her to give with that group of women.
I feel like they filmed for too long that she would crack because I feel like with the Dorinda show, the haunted mansion thing, like I feel like Phaedra around white women for a weekend, Phaedra can like I'm above this, like I'm keeping it cute. But in Atlanta, it's like, girl, someone gonna call her out her name. The prayer cloth gonna come out, and we gonna see in them things her talking her little shade, and whatever Holy Spirit she trying to act like gonna crash and crumble down because we know who Phaedra is. Like, girl, you the mother of a house, like in the gay community.
Wow.
Like, girl, you out here. Like, stop.
I think I
Um,
figured it out. This is who it needs to be: Nene, Portia, Sheree, Marlo,
yep.
Phaedra, Marlo, Phaedra, and I would bring Eva back.
Ooh. So now would Candy still be on the show, or can we let Candy go?
I would be okay if Candy stayed with that group of women because I think that she throws the Phaedra situation will give us some drama. I think that, and she does enough other stuff because I do like to see some element of like the growth and the business and all of that because I think that's important. Specifically, obviously I'd like to see it for all the women on all the Housewives franchises, but I think that's very important specifically for Atlanta
Yeah.
because it is Black women. So I think that Candy with another group is more interesting than Candy because Candy's not there. She can't carry the show.
No, at all.
She needs to be with
And she really
other
fighting for
people that
uh
can,
she really fighting for that other show to come back. Like, girl.
yeah.
Old
Oh, we
Yeller.
got a Prince wants Eva back too. Yes, because Eva gave Marlo a time, and I feel like we just didn't get all we can get from Eva. Like she wasn't given a full chance to like really exist.
Agreed. A million
And
percent.
I want more. Yeah,
What did you think about Marlo's moment?
child, I was tired. Look, I understand she been through it, and I think I buy what Kenya and Candy are both kind of like. She's using her victimhood in the past to garner sympathy for bad behavior that she continues to do. And it's like, girl, we know you have struggled. We didn't know to the degree. Thank you for sharing. But go get some damn therapy and stop being an asshole.
Um, I'm gonna reply to that, but I'm gonna reply to this first. Prince Heron said, "So does Drew have to go? Cause no shade, Eva would check Drew. Drew needs to leave."
Drew need to go. I'm
Although it
sorry.
would be interesting to see Eva do that. I don't need it. Just get rid of
I don't
Drew.
need it.
Get rid of Tanya, Sonya, track star for Miss
I'm
Four
sorry,
Medals.
Sanya didn't work out. I wanted Sanya to work out, but Sanya was not good TV here. Like, it was
Honestly,
not
like
good.
one of the worst people to put on Housewives. Like personally, like it just
For
was
sure.
not. It was like she was trying too hard and it just never gave. Which is actually a compliment to you, girl. Like it's like you're
You're a
probably
star.
you're above this.
You're
Like
a star
go,
athlete, girl. You don't need the you
you've
don't
done
need
real
to do it.
shit. So
Yeah,
go.
just keep doing real.
Here's my thing with Marlo. I feel like because I love I do love Marlo.
I do love Marlo.
I feel like Marlo is a product of her environment, which I
For
didn't know.
sure.
I didn't know all that. And to be honest, I hate that we got a boring season of Atlanta. And this conversation she was sharing with us, we could have got this in an episode. I didn't need her to randomly. That wasn't even the question Andy asked, and she went into this whole thing. I appreciate her being open because I don't think she faked cried. I feel like she's someone, how old is she? She's probably like late 40s, 50s.
Well, she claiming like 43, isn't she?
Uh,
But I'm pretty sure she's claiming like early 40s. I'm gonna look it up. But she gives me 49.
Exactly. But I do feel like she's somebody who, because of what she's been through, we don't know what she's been through. Like, foster care is not the business. And
No joke.
some of the stuff she was talking about, I know, like, I just know what people go through. So I feel like she is one of those people. And this is why therapy is so important. And if you find a therapist and you have a bad experience with that therapist, that doesn't mean therapy isn't right. That just means now you have to go find a new therapist. And trust me, it sucks having to tell your story over and over and over and over until you find the right person. It took me years. And then when I found the right person, it was like, Jesus, done, put the light on.
Yes.
But I do feel like she's the type of person who probably cries every day. Who, if she has this conversation with someone, she does start crying because she hasn't found the tools to heal, like you said, heal. And that's dangerous for somebody. I feel like this is a lot of reality TV stars. When I worked in production, a lot of the people that were on some of the shows that I did, you saw that. They just like lost, hurt people, and then they drink, and then the demons come out, and it's like, but that's what the producers want, because they want people like that, because they're gonna just react and give you whatever. So there was a part I did appreciate the openness, because there were moments where I was even looking at Kenya and Kandi, and like, I know it is hard. That would be really hard to sit in a room where someone, because they do have care for her, but it's like one of those things like, bitch, you bit my hand how many times? Like, girl, I'm not gonna put my hand out again. What are they saying?
Oh, Chad, no, you didn't.
Not claiming 40. She's probably 60. Her mama looks old.
Wiki says she is 46, y'all.
Okay, but her mama also was like druggy drugs.
Her mom was a drug addict, so
that be
you know,
wearing the age
down.
So, you know, I
I mean,
they say
I
black
don't
don't crack.
44.
I know they say black don't crack, but baby, when you doing crack, black will crack.
It does. I give Marlo 51.
Yeah. Maybe,
but like hot.
I'll give her like 48 to 54.
Because I mean, Kenya is what, 51?
Oh, Kenya's 51.
I feel like yes. Kenya is. Hold up. Yeah, she's at least Kenya's age.
All right, fair.
Or
enough.
maybe not. You know, the black girls be cute. Yeah, Kenya's 51.
Cherie is dating a new man from that show.
Ciao. Martell is not the man for you.
He trying to get on Real Housewives. He trying to get on
Real Housewives. That man got 5 kids. He got a baby mama and an ex-wife that he cheated on with the baby mama to get the new baby.
Yeah,
it's given slow.
It's given no.
He's sexy. Don't get me wrong. He got his body together, but honey, he does not have his mind together. Leave him alone. That is another. What's the boy from jail?
I don't know.
What was his name? Tyrone. Like, girl, why are you going from
girl,
Tyrone?
You better call Tyrone.
Tell him to come home and get his stuff.
All right.
But no, yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about Trackstar and Drew. We're moving on from this. Beverly.
They were just fighting for no reason.
No reason. And then, girl, you crying. You want to talk about fake tears. What, like, and I get that's why Drew said, when they were like, she's crying, and Drew was like, she has tears. And then everyone laughed. She was crying. Like, girl, because it's like, what are you crying over? What are you crying? You literally just sat here and tried to disprove when Drew was like, we were cool and friends. And she was like, who'd you introduce me to? Who'd you do? But now you're crying. So you were cool with her. Like, just, I can't. But again, I'm done. Let's get
And we don't care about them. We want them gone.
I'm gone. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Marlo at the last reunion looked bomb. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if it was the colors this season, which I usually like coral, but it was like more pinkish.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just something about
everything was very shiny and like satiny looking, so it looked cheap.
Yes,
it was like a lot of like very glossy material and sparkles, and I felt like it just looked cheap on all of them.
It instead of like gowns, it looked like a costume party.
Exactly.
Like, which also Real Housewives of Dubai with that bitch looked like that was giving costume party.
We didn't even talk about her in that crown.
But
no lie, literally, they look like my high school prom dress, which was coral and shiny that I designed. So, and I wore sparkly shoes.
And
that
you know
was
what's
the vibe.
funny? Prince Haroon said, I think Sheree has very low self-esteem. I agree with that, which is funny because Sonya was like, Sheree, you really don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. Yes, the fuck she does. She acts like she don't.
She 100% does.
But she 100% gives a fuck what everyone thinks. That's why she's so quick to read people, and because she has probably read herself down because she's insecure. No. I get it. I've had that with myself. All right, but again, done with Atlanta because honestly, it don't even deserve this long of a conversation.
It doesn't even deserve, and it doesn't deserve another like episode of the reunion. Like there shouldn't have been parts. This could have been done in one part.
1,000,000%. All right, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh, child, these people have lost their minds. Erica Jane is out of her mind.
All right, okay. So everyone's still shocked from last week with Erica Jane. She had that moment where she's like, "The victims. What about me? Who cares about me? I won't do anything until the court and the law has proven." You want to, Disney, hire Erica Jane as the Wicked Witch from Snow White. Hire Erica Jane.
The Wicked Witch.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Like... It's given that. It's definitely given that. Like, girl, it was loud and chirpy effects to
crazy. Oh, he's talking about the Atlanta set. Yeah. That was crazy.
So, Erica, what about the people? What about the facts? Girl, like, are you trying to get catchphrases this season?
Yeah.
But I will say this. This episode, for me, confirmed what I believe where Erica's mind is. And I feel like it's very similar to like kind of what Nicki Minaj is going through, Britney's going through. It's like, again, I would be irritated if every time I go to a party, like you guys are supposed to be my friends. And every time I go to a party or hang out with y'all, you guys know I got to deal with all this shit that's happening right now. And you know I can't really talk about certain things, but y'all bring it up. So there is a bit of like, I get it, but it's also like you saying too much that's coming across negative. Just don't say anything. Just be quiet. Be like, guys, I've told you too many times. I'm in a legal battle. I can't say anything. Because I feel like when she talked to Kyle, that was the realest conversation. And she said to Kyle, yes, if when this is done, yes, I would have sympathy for anyone that was affected. She was like, but I legally cannot say anything because then that admits fault for something that I had nothing to do with. And then in Watch What Happens Live, she said that she actually did give over the earrings because the judge
demanded her,
and she said, and she's worked with the courts, and anything she's had to give in, she's given, and she's complying. So we'll start positive with that. I have felt that from her because Courtney knows this about me. I'll give somebody too many chances, and because I try to empathize with them, and I try to see like, why are you acting like that? So that's where my theory for her came. I feel like my theory was proven tonight the way she said that to Kyle. The problem is, Erica, you talking about fuck them, screw that. Like, we don't need that. Just stop.
But that's her actual heart. And that's where I have an issue. Because from jump, I've been like, I totally get it's a legal issue. There are certain things that you cannot say because it does make you look bad. It does make you look culpable. Fine, no problem. I also can totally understand having your entire life ripped in half, thrown out the window, stomped on, and run over by the church bus, and you sitting there like, what the hell am I supposed to do and what am I going to do? I get it. It is a major life shift that she did not plan for. She did not ask for, and probably didn't know to a degree that it was coming.
Right.
So I can give you sympathy.
And she's on live television.
And you're on live television. So you get a lot of, bandwidth, like we give you a lot of length but you want to keep hanging yourself, sis. Because in the end, like, you don't have to say sorry, because I understand sorry is admitting. That's why they say, like, when you get in a car accident, like, don't apologize and admit guilt when you're like exchanging information, like those types of things. I get that. that does not mean you say, fuck everybody. What about me? What about me? Because in the end, there are multiple victims in this situation, and you can be aware and respectful of them
because
along
you can
with
be a victim
fighting
too.
for your life.
Right.
Exactly.
You know?
You can do both. And you're not doing both, sis. Your heart is, you're mad. You ain't got money no more. You ain't got a private jet. Every time Diana Jenkins is buying a fancy outfit and jewelry, you're like, bitch, can you buy me some? Can you buy me a house? Can you do this? That's all you're concerned about. Or at least that's all you're expressing. And the reality is, if you didn't want these friends bringing this shit up all the damn time, get your ass off of reality TV for the season until your shit is covered. Because if you actually was concerned about that, then you wouldn't be doing the show
because
right now.
she can make money offline. Like, she can make money off the thing. Like, girl, you know what you're doing. You was just on Broadway. You was doing your thing. Like, now you got a song coming out. You're going to do a little whatever kind of tour you're talking about. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
You could have kept quiet and get on OnlyFans and make a little cash while you being quiet because you don't want to share that part of your life. You can't share that part of your life. And then you can come back because I guarantee you they'll let you come back.
1,000,000%. Girl, just get on OnlyFans, show your feet a little bit, put them in some Jello. Mash some potato with your feet. You know what I'm saying?
Put a ponytail on and swing it over your toes. You know, whatever. Do what you got to do. But you are nobody's victim. You are nobody's victim. Except maybe Tom Girardi. But
right. And again, sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you...
but you're still living in a multi-million-dollar house in Los Angeles, driving cars, eating, living a good life. So yes, you are not living what you were.
Speaking of Kathy Hilton, girl, what in the mummy issues, daddy issues? Okay, I feel like, so we get to the hat store and it was a situation we talked about last week because we saw in the preview. Like, she got this tequila that she keeps trying to slang on everybody, and it's like, I get it, because like I do not drink Absolute vodka at all. The reason I wanted to drink vodka tonight, but I'm drinking tequila, Casamigos, because the only vodka in my house right now is Absolute. Absolute will make me throw up. So I get if someone doesn't like something.
For sure.
But if my friend had a drink or a liquor, I would try it. And then I would say, like, you know what? It just ain't for me. So, but what's happening is Lisa Rinna, in front of Kathy, orders 818 tequila because she says she's friends with Kendall Jenner, which I'm like, girl, you are like 60. Like, you're not friends with Kendall Jenner. You know her maybe, but okay. And you also did this right after Kathy said, oh, my liquor's here.
Yes.
So
and you ignored her.
Do I think that Lisa did it with a little shade intended? Yes, I do, personally.
100%.
100%. I've had 818 tequila. It's very sweet. It doesn't taste like tequila. It tastes like there's stuff in it. Like, I don't like drinking tequila where I feel like, is there a chemical in this? Like, that's what 818 tequila tastes like. It tastes like Laffy Taffy. If Laffy Taffy made like a flavored vodka. Girl, it's like, you know what it tastes like? You know those little, they look like Tootsie Rolls, but they're like orange, blue. I don't know if they still even make those anymore. And the blue one, if you unwrap it, it's white and it's vanilla.
Okay, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
That's exactly what Kendall Jenner's tequila tastes like. Literally exactly like that.
That's an abomination.
Right. If you mix that with those like plastic little bottles that you could like chew off and then you drink the liquid inside. Girl, that's what 818 tequila is given. So that's how I know, like, Lisa, you was trying it. But anyways, Kathy sees this, and Kathy was very overdramatic. And personally, I feel like it was just, what? Like, even Garcelle was just like, she said, what? Oh, she was like, I'm really upset. She was like, oh, okay. And Kathy literally storms out. Now, whatever, if you're going to be dramatic, because Nene, that's something Nene would do. If you're going to be dramatic, be dramatic. If you're going to be dramatic, I need you to be like that 12-year-old boy in that Twitter video where he because he couldn't watch TV, he smashed up his mama's whole house, broke the damn marble. I don't know if you saw this video. Broke the toilet. The 12-year-old boy broke the toilet. He broke the marble off the kitchen counter. Just a mess. Tore the fridge apart. If you're going to be dramatic, be dramatic. This is TV. But not you're dramatic. Then the next scene is you, Kyle, and Lisa sitting in a kitchen, and you're like subbing her. You're like, well, you know, if it was me, I would have walked out. Talking about Erica Jane, it's like, why don't you just tell Lisa right now that you're mad at her? Or are we saying?
Well, you know, that's some girl dynamic that I have experienced from people. So I'm not shocked that that's the reaction. But also in Kathy's case, her actual anger was towards Kyle.
Yes.
Because she was expecting Kyle to be like, Lisa, come on, girl. Like, my sister and her stuff is right here. Chill out. And she didn't do that. So I understand that slightly. Look, I'm not that dramatic. I don't get that upset quickly. So
yeah, it's hard
I can
put yourself in that mindset.
It's hard to be like there. Like, wouldn't have done that. But I can understand how when sisters, like, you feel like there was an affront and they didn't like have your back in a situation that you feel a ways about it. So I kind of get it, even though it was silly.
Well, it turned into a whole thing where Kyle just was a mess this whole episode. She was mad at Dorit because Dorit hung out with Erica. But really Kyle was mad at Erica because she felt like Erica was the reason the girls were separated. And then not Lisa.
But really the reason Kyle is mad is because Kyle wants to be the one that everybody likes and is fine with.
Yep.
Because the reality is if I came home and Erica was out of my house after what had happened, I would have been like, well, thank God, because I didn't want to have to deal with her and kick her out because of what we just had. So good, she left. If Dorit needed to be with her to make it okay, then great.
Yeah. And honestly, I was irritated at Kyle because I'm like, don't be mad at Dorit. Dorit looked bomb, and she was just trying to keep peace where peace needed to be kept.
And everybody knows Erica was like leaving alone. So like, okay, one girl goes with her and you still have all the other girls. It's fine.
Right.
Calm down.
And not only that, at the end of the day, Kyle likes Erica. So wouldn't you want her to have somebody like sane to kind of be with her?
Supporting her.
Whatever. I like that Mauricio intervened, like basically was like, look, I know you get this Real Housewives shit, but like as like a real like because your husband is my friend, like no, I'm stepping in.
We real homies. Can y'all stop this nonsense? Also, I love that Mauricio is consistently high.
Yes,
that brother is always. I'm not sure he's ever.
Like, how do you find a man like that? How do you just find?
I don't know. Where are they, guys?
He just is like almost too perfect. I just feel like they might have an open relationship and they're okay with it, only because it's just like, really, girl, you got it that good.
I don't know, but they really hot for each other. So
no, I know. I don't really think they have an open relationship. I'm just saying that because it just seems so unbelievable. Not I'm breaking up weed right now, but okay. At dinner, Lisa orders Don Julio. This reminded me of when we used to do AfterBuzz because we would always talk about like shout out to the editors. Shout out to the editors for this because the fact they caught the Don Julio and then Kathy's face was like,
how dare you? The shade of it all. I need to try Kathy's tequila.
I don't even know what it's called. I was gonna say I'm gonna get it for next week and try
Casa del Sol or something. Whatever.
I'm gonna try and find it, and I'm not gonna sip it until I'm on camera next week. Let's have an honest.
Yes, I will do an honest tequila reaction because I am a tequila drinker. So
okay, and then how about we get the 818 too?
I'm not doing that. I don't support Kardashian brands, and now that you've told me that there's syrup in it, I'm not interested at all.
Oh, it's like
I can't.
I don't even think it's agave. What else did we get later that night? Oh, so then we get to the tea. Later that night, Lisa texts Erica that she got in the Sprinter and Kathy had a meltdown. And then, so what's funny is before the show aired, I thought the drama was between Lisa and Kathy. And I heard these things like about Kathy saying something racist off camera or something like that about the staff. But this alludes to her saying the hatred she has towards her sister. And then on Watch What Happens Live, Erica said, and Andy confirmed it, that no cast photo was taken this time. And this is the first time in Housewives history that everyone left awkward. Like, I guess the tone of it, like Andy didn't even push for the girls to take a picture together. It was really bad. And
Well, I can't wait because that
I'm
is going to
excited.
clearly be the best part of the season. Because we've been waiting on this Kathy situation the whole damn season.
And it ain't
And
even a
number one,
situation, it's a text message.
it's a text message. And like, also, and Kathy has since said, like, she overreacted and it's a sister thing. And I'm like, if you was going off on your sister, calling her out her name, look, I have two sisters. Sisters be doing it wild sometimes about each other, and it gets challenging. So I don't know what the big, because I heard, like you said, I heard racist, I heard like a
I heard she said something
homophobic,
about the staff or something, like someone on the staff, like
crazy stuff. So I don't know, maybe she, whatever.
this
And
reunion
coming
is
from
gonna
Lisa
be
Rinna, I just don't even care.
messy. This reunion is gonna be messy, and honestly, I think Lisa's gonna carry the reunion. I don't know why, because I don't even want to I never give Lisa props for nothing, but I just feel like she's gonna carry the reunion with whatever
We'll
she
see,
gets
honey.
set up.
We'll bring it.
Another thing on Watch What Happens Live, I already said she turned the earrings over, and then I don't know if you saw Jennifer Lawrence is a Housewives fan,
Yes.
which this is the second comment in 2 weeks Jennifer Lawrence has mentioned Housewives, which is interesting because she talked about Bethany Frankel. Talking about
They always ask her about it because she's always been a Housewives fan, like
okay.
her whole career. So it's like a running joke. Like they always ask her about Housewives when she's doing press.
Okay. So yeah, that's all I got. That's what I got for the day. You know what I'm saying?
That was all the interest of Beverly Hills.
That was all the interest. So we got. I think we got one more episode left.
I hope so, because it's like snooze.
Chad says, so I forwarded your IG to all of my peeps who 75% responded positively, and DJ Morningstar in LA too, who is going to spread the word in Vegas and with the gays.
Oh, look at you, Chad. Cheers.
I want to try something.
Brother.
This might be really crazy. I don't know how this live might end. Hopefully it doesn't. Chad, really quickly, I want to get your take on something.
Ooh,
but
are we going to bring in?
I want to see, because I have this new program, and it says I can add you to my broadcast. And I'm just interested. I'm going to click it. Let's see. Oh, it brings your... Oh, this is cute. Can you see that?
I can't see anything. It just looks like normal screen to me. Look at us exploring the technology like old folks.
Well, look, I put add to broadcast. Okay, love that. And it put his whole little message up on the screen. I thought it was going to invite him on. All right, well, I appreciate you, Chad. I thought I was going to bring you on, but we'll save that for next week.
We'll have to figure that out another time.
We're going to figure that out another time, because I was like, let me not. Look, I can't.
Let's not jack it up.
Don't put liquor in my system this late.
Like Fancy goes to black.
Hey, but shout out to you guys in the comments, and if you've watched this whole thing, you know what I mean? Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Honestly, I just know you guys have just stuck around for so long, and that is genuinely why I wanted to do this, because I know y'all been waiting for me to come back, and I just appreciate it. So if you could hit that subscribe button and share with your friends, like shout out to Chad. If you can share this with your friends, retweet, like, comment, leave a comment, keep a conversation going. Send me topic ideas. Yes. What do you want me to talk about? What do you want to talk about? I have a really, last week we talked about flat earth, and I got some interesting DMs. And I'm about to get, I don't know if I even want to tell you who I'm about to get on the show, but we gonna get into some things. We're gonna do some different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I'm not trying to just be tied to the Kardashians. Like, bitch, I want a flat earther in. I want a flat earther.
You want a flat earther on?
Yep. And guess what?
Ooh, Lord.
And
Lord.
I'm with a scientist, and I'm gonna be the mediator. That's what we gonna do. Okay. That's what we gonna do.
You gonna be the mediator.
Yeah.
Okay. While we yelling and cussing, like, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you dumb? Are you dumb?
Look, we'll save conspiracies for next week. We'll add
save
them
conspiracies for next week. We got them all for you.
Courtney, where can everyone follow you?
Follow me, find me all over the, what do you call it, the social media universe, at Stuart Starlet.
Boom. You guys can hit me up everywhere at DJ Jesse J. But I really would appreciate if you would hit up at Next Mood Swing across all social media platform. I got a website coming really soon. I'm very excited about it because I will no longer be on YouTube. We will be streaming straight from a website, not dependent on none of these other apps no more. We are becoming on my own. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So until next week, same time, same place. Peace.